Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. I'm John, coming to you today a little later than usual. I didn't have power this morning to get out to you. We have severe winds and rainstorms here and a lot of flooding around the area, which has fooled with our power grid here a little bit. Sure glad I'm not driving an electric car today. Be no way to charge it. Anyway, hi. I hope you're all doing well. If you're down in the Florida area preparing for the hurricane to come on in, please be careful. Please pay attention to what they're telling you, and if they're asking you to evacuate, please do, so you're not caught into a situation that could cost you time and your life in some cases. So let's talk about a few things that are happening and going on in and around the area today. I guess you all are aware that the MSNBC interview with Kamala was less than enlightening as far as what she has to offer you in answers to what her policies are going to be and how she's going to do the things that she says that she will do, which we're all wondering why it hasn't been done so far. But she has her reasonings, I'm sure, and part of it is that I don't believe that she knows what she's going to do or how to accomplish it. When she talked about the economical situations, when the questions were asked, she had less than informed answers to those questions. It was more of the same. And she's learned a new word in the last few days and used it quite often in that interview, and that was holistic. She's going to holistically fix everything. She used it 4 times and inside of a 15-minute rant on holistically changing everything as it exists. Well, good for her. She has a added word to her vocabulary to use along with, the opportunity economics that she's trying to spout but has no understanding of. If she does implement what she's alluding to doing with our economy, it will drive us directly into a recession. Anyone versed in the economy situation as it exists now will tell you that, but she knows better. She's not an economic major, could not really expound on any ideas that she has economically, as the other side is telling us every day how to do it, and has backing to do that. Mm-hmm. But here we go. So more word salad, more easygoing questions and answers coming from MSNBC, and the interviewer there says we don't really need answers from her.
Only one, shame on me.
Because she's quite satisfied with everything that was spilled out there yesterday. Quite frankly, we're in some serious trouble if we don't wake up and realize that this woman has nothing to offer and has offered nothing in the last 3 3/4 years that she has been in a seat of power with the ability, along with Biden, to have taken care of the things that she is now spouting that she could take care of if you give her this promotion.
Are you kidding me?
This is a person that was installed, not voted in, never received a vote to be running in the position she is in. They had a puppet that was no longer viable, and they just dumped him and installed her because she was convenient and malleable so she can be controlled by whoever is actually really running this government as we sit here today.
Are you kidding me?
It will be more of the same with very little difference. And if you can't see that and you can't hear that as you're told these things daily, then I can't help you and no one else will either. I guess you just want to watch this country turn into a socialized mess of chaos that will be coming along with this election. Which brings me to talking about the other side. I guess the hearings on the attempted assassination, the one in Butler, has come to some sort of a, they'll be releasing what their findings are. I listened to a little bit of what Rand Paul had to say about it, and they don't believe that it was an inside job. They think it was a lackluster assignment by the Secret Service to not give him the protection that they are at this level right now, which would be the same level that Kamala Harris is getting along with Joe Biden. I guess maybe they'll move some people off the sleeping beach detail and assign them to Trump right now. We don't know. There's still a myriad of questions that have to be answered with regard to what happened in Butler, but even more still, what happened with this guy that was running around for 30 days taking positions around the perimeter of the golf course waiting for his opportunity. And they have this guy in custody, and if the feds don't jerk him out of Florida and have something magically happen to him to shut him up, we may be able to get some details from this individual who is highly suspicious at every level that you look at, because this guy has been to the Ukraine. He has been back and forth overseas, back and forth from Hawaii, first class, and this guy has been funded by someone somewhere to do a dirty deed, and it wasn't going to be done cheaply.
Aha! Got him!
So we want to know, inquiring minds want to know what the truth is about these assassination attempts. And that's going to bring me to our UN Council meeting in New York and some of the nefarious characters that have been let into this country, namely from Iran, who has announced that they have a fatwa out against Donald Trump. They want him dead. Makes no bones about it, but we bring him into New York, treat him like a king, and promise him things that shouldn't be promised to Iran right now. They are a intricate part in all of what's taking place right now between Israel, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthi rebels, and so on and so on. These are the propagating people that are promoting terrorism in that region, and we allowed him to come to New York to speak to the UN Council. What brainless individual would do that based on what's going on right now between Iran and Israel and their backing of the people that are the terrorists that pulled this stunt on October 7th that triggered everything that we're watching? It's almost unbelievable. The news media is covering everything up, but that brings me to the next nefarious individual that was allowed back into this country and been coming here with his hand out every time. Zelensky was brought in. Zelensky was brought in by our military aircraft and allowed to go to the UN Council. But while he was here, he went on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris. And then Joe Biden announces yesterday that there's another $80 million deal going to him in weaponry, rockets, and ballistic missiles, which we have stern warnings that have been put out by Russia saying that if they use these things to go into Russia with, that they will be held to pay. What is wrong with Joe Biden? Well, we know what's wrong with Joe Biden. Where is our vice president that she would allow Zelensky to go out with her campaign people and campaign for her? So what does that tell the American population about one of our running candidates? Who is she aligned with? Zelensky has lined his pockets till they're bulging with our taxpayer money, our weaponry, and left us weak in stores of our own supplies to keep his little war going, which he is highly profiting from, and it's evident, and it's crooked. The entire Ukraine business is a crooked business, a money laundering machine, in my estimation, and I think that to give him further aid right now, especially before this election, of course he wants Kamala elected because he can continue in the same fashion that he is now, along with whatever cabinet she sticks together to give them aid. They'll get us into a nuclear conflict with Russia and China if we're not very careful in the voting booths in November. Mark my words.
Oh, God, no.
Campaigning, a foreign minister here campaigning for one side. He was supposed to meet with Donald Trump. And upon hearing that he was out on the campaign trail, Trump said, go to heck. We're not meeting. They're all afraid of Donald Trump being elected. Trust me, it's a fact. All of the people sitting, with exception of a handful of our senators and Congress people, are scared of him being reelected because they'll lose their gravy train. And that is something they do not want to happen. As well as world leaders that are up to no good and doing bad things, they don't want a powerful person back in office because they can control us right now through the cartels and the media.
Fools.
To get what they want. And if we reelect the guy that will say no to them, they're out of business. And that includes OPEC and that whole bunch over there that don't want him back. So we, the people of these United States that send our elected people to do our business in Washington, D.C., we have to take that back. We have to elect the people that will go in and do the job we send them there to do. And if they start fooling around again with what they have gotten away with in the last 4 years, we're going to be in some serious trouble. We need to pray to God that nothing happens to Donald Trump. And we need to pray to God for peace in this country, and the fact that the country itself and our government is trying to divide us all with the help of the mainstream media needs to stop. Pure and simple. So what else is going on around this country? Mayor Eric Adams was indicted today for subversion and accepting foreign funds, campaign funds, and bribery. And you think the city of New York is not corrupt. You think the judicial system in New York, run by people that have brought up cases against Donald Trump that are almost laughable, and got away with it. Let's see what happens to Mayor Eric Adams through his trials and tribulations. I don't know, but it's not good. These blue cities that have these mayors and Congress people that are questionable at best are the ones that are making the taxpayers in those cities suffer with all of the immigrant populations that are coming in, flooding the hospitals, flooding the urgent cares, and getting handed left and right money, cell phones, hotel rooms. And in some cases, we close schools so we can't educate our children, so we can house these people that are just literally tearing these places up in the first place. Don't even get me started on what's going on in Ohio, that the media is they're stumbling over themselves to make you understand that this is all made up. It's not made up. You cannot dump 20,000 people into a community of 40,000 and not expect there to be a drain on the society in that particular small town. It's not right. Forget about the cats, dogs, ducks, and geese. It's probably true because there have been eyewitnesses to this. It's been covered up. The media would like to cover it up because it doesn't help Kamala Harris. So there is the rub that we have to be devoid of real information on. It's happening. We've watched cities being destroyed. Look at San Francisco. Look at L.A. And then you have celebrities out there telling you that everything is just fine. Well, yeah, it's just fine if you're a celebrity with millions and in some cases $1 billion net worth, not to worry about what a loaf of bread cost. It's okay for them not to worry about throwing a party for a family member or a wedding for your son or daughter, because they don't fathom what a real person goes through. They make a living playing someone else. And that'll be just as good for these talking heads in the mainstream media that go in and sit in a makeup room and then get out and read from a TV prompter somebody else's ideas that you should believe. They're actors. And actors do one thing. They play a part. They play someone else's idea of a show or a newscast or a personality or a documentary about someone that they are not. So if you're going to rely on an actor from Hollywood to tell you which way to vote, then you have a serious problem. We need to make up our own minds based on fact, not fiction, fact. Enough of all that nonsense for today. But how about Zelensky back here with his hand out? It's unbelievable what the Biden administration has put us through for 4 years, and then they're trying to make you believe that his second in command for those 4 years, if you promote her, things will get magically better and you'll have an opportunity for a better economy? No, the opportunity for a better economy goes to our government who prints the money to give away to Zelensky, to give away to any other despot in this world that they think that they can get a throwback from. You have a corrupt administration right here, right now. The proof is in the pudding between Biden and his entire family. They've all benefited from his vice presidency on down, and probably when he sat in the Senate. And now he's a shadow of his former self, sleeping on a beach while the world watches us spiral into oblivion. And they're waiting with bated breath to see if we're stupid enough to continue another 4 years of what we have just been through. It's hard to believe, but it's there. It's in your face. And it is coming to an election that we must, as citizens of this country, take it upon ourselves to vote correctly and fix the situation that we're in right now. We have one chance to do it, and one chance only. Because if we allow this administration to continue, or any part of it to continue, and allow Congress to stay with a Democratic majority, or the Senate to stay with the Democratic majority, life as you know it, I don't care what age, is gone. I guarantee it. So, it's pouring rain here right now. It's going to rain right on through to next Monday, from what I read. The hurricane path is coming at us. It will hit the mountains here with high winds and heavy rains, which means flooding. And the people that are living in the Appalachian Mountains between Nashville and East Tennessee will experience mudslides, I'm sure. And the roads will be dangerous because of flooding. And people in the higher elevations should be okay, except for the fact that we're coming out of a drought now with heavy rains and 50 to 70 mile an hour winds through these forests right now will uproot trees, especially the pine trees that we have so many of here on our property. So we're hoping for the best, we're praying for the best, and we're praying for everyone that is in harm's way in the Florida western coast and in the panhandle there where this thing is going to hit. And please, God, protect these people. And please, I ask you all every day, please pray for this country. Pray for the leaders of this country to come to their senses. And please pray for the people in Israel that are suffering these rocket attacks on a daily basis now, north and south. So we need prayers. We need to bring prayer back to this country. The minions of Satan have had a foothold here for 3 3/4 of a year, it seems, or not, if even longer. The only respite we've had from any of this nonsense was a brief 4 years of Donald Trump in the White House, which was a good job. Is he a likable person? No, but we cannot vote on personalities here, because if you're going to vote on personality, you've got one side that has no personality, and the other side has a personality that no one likes. It's a hard thing to have to go through, but we need to go through it educated and informed of what the actual economic situation will be, what will take us out of wars and out of war zones that we don't belong in, which brings me to our military. It came to my attention just this morning that the Lincoln Carrier Group is over there devoid of an oiler, which means our aircraft that are on the carrier are going to be devoid of fuel. And an oiler is a crucial part of every carrier group. We're severely down in numbers. We're trying to protect the shipping out of the Red Sea, and it's taken a toll on our stores and these fleets. And we really have a very difficult time in recruiting right now for any of the armed services. So please pray for those people that are out there and deployed. And now there's going to be another 2,500 or more people sent into the Israel theater, where we already have a lot of people deployed in those regions right now. Whether you realize it or not, they're there. So please pray for these people that are deployed and in harm's way. Even though we're not out of war, we're still being shot at. Our ships are being shot at, and we're not retaliating in any form, but we welcome the president of Iran to come into this country and have a field day in New York while he's here telling people that he wants to kill one of our candidates for president. That man should have been immediately detained and locked away when he hit the streets of New York. But we have an administration that is so damn weak that it's disgusting. And here we are with part of that administration asking you for another 4 years to do the same or worse than what's been done in the last 4 years. God bless you all. Thanks for tuning into the Kaiser Report. We'll be back to you tomorrow, weather permitting. Sorry for the late forecast or the broadcast today, but as I said, we were devoid of power for a while, and this mechanisms here don't work without electric. So God bless you all. Have a great rest of the Thursday that's left, and be kind to one another. And we'll see you back here on the Kaiser Report tomorrow for the Friday report. And we'll look at where we might go this weekend if the weather holds out to bring you some more film of a nice place to go visit. So God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow. So bye-bye for now, and stay healthy and stay safe.